Hi guys, it's Stephanie. I am going to attempt to film a plan with me, and this is the week that my new niece, is supposed to be born. She's due on Monday the 18th, so I'm kind of going for a pink theme. And, oh, there it is. I couldn't find my small stamping block. I've already covered up most of this top. You know how they've got this ugly pattern up here? And I've already covered up most of the top of that. I'm just using some Avery labels to do that. And I bought the wrong size of labels, of course, so... Anywho, making do with what I got. So let's get started. I pulled some washies, the little feet print washies from Little B that I picked up at Blitzy. And then these two I've had for a while. So, oh, excuse me. It's been absolutely gorgeous here in South Texas the past couple of days, so I'm hoping that trend continues through the rest of the week, but we'll see. Let's see how far over. I don't know if you guys have been following that Netflix documentary or any of the publicity about it. Making a Murderer, about Stephen Avery up in Manitowoc, Wisconsin. Holy smokes. I saw a couple of things about it, various places online, and I never really paid attention to it at all. Excuse me, until my coworker happened to mention that she was watching because she's all about documentaries, and she was watching the documentary on Netflix. And, you know, to that point, I hadn't even realized it was on Netflix. And apparently it's something that Netflix produced and created and yada yada. They're the only ones that have it, I think. And she was talking about it on at work, and then it got us started talking. You know, she told me the premise of, you know, what had happened, that he had been wrongfully accused. It was a personal vendetta in 1985, the first case. And I won't tell you in case you're interested in watching it, but so I said it sounded an awful lot like what happened in Arkansas back in the 80s. And that was the West Memphis 3. And, I mean, just in both cases, the absolute gross miscarriage of justice. And, my opinion, in the Stephen Avery case, you know, that first 1985, I haven't finished watching it, so he's now, since 2 years after he was released from prison, they've got him on a murder charge of Teresa Halbach, and that is starting to look like he's been set up. You know, I flipped between who did it, who actually killed Teresa. It smells an awful lot like that ex-boyfriend and her roommate, who was a guy, that they possibly did it. but, you know, who knows. Like I said, I haven't finished watching, so I don't know how it's gonna go. But, that first case in 1985, I mean, every one of those, quote-unquote, cops, from Manitowoc County, from his initial case in 85, every one of those people should be in prison, in my opinion. I mean, they deliberately went after him. They ignored evidence, and even there are people on their own staffing telling them it was this other guy who did it, and they left the real rapist out to continue to rape people, and he did. They actually interviewed a woman who was attacked by the real rapist some years later. I think it was 10 years after the first attack. And if I was her, I would sue the crap out of Manitowoc County, but then she may end up like Stephen Avery in prison. When they try to retaliate, that's what happens, I guess. But anyways, so I'm just, oh my gosh. It's called Making a Murderer, if you are so inclined to watch. And that other one I was talking about, there were several HBO documentaries starting in the 90s, I think. Unsure when they started that, but that was called West Memphis 3. And it's scary that, you know, these people who are charged to protect can get so carried away with personal issues and personal beliefs that they completely ignore basically their job. They ignore what they're supposed to be doing, and they go after someone because of a personal issue, and they're allowed to. In both cases, the West Memphis 3, those 3 boys were teenagers. I think the oldest one was 18 and the youngest one may have been 16, and they were, what? Okay, I am not liking that. This washi tape is not, there's something wrong with it. It's not sticky on the bottom. Okay, here we go. What? I'm starting to see now why it was on Blitzy. Okay. Anywho, so they were young boys when they were put in prison for life. And I believe by the time their cases were retried, they were in their late 30s. When their entire lives spent in prison. And the same with Stephen Avery. I don't know how old he was actually when he was put away, but he spent 18 years in prison for a crime that he was framed for. He did not commit. And that's just, to me, the people who intentionally did that to him, they should have been put in prison. But they were, okay, I am not liking this little bee washi tape. It's coming off. You see that? It's separating. And the back, there's no sticky on the back because the sticky is left on here. It's a good thing I'm not planning on using it. Look at this. Oh my God. I hope the rest of them don't do this, because that is not going to make, that is not going to make me happy. But, Wisconsin decided to not bring any criminal charges against those Keystone cops up there. And they were free to continue their vendetta against Stephen Avery. And the last episode I watched, they did show that several of the police from the original 1985 case had a huge part in his new case. A couple of names kept coming up repeatedly in both cases, and it's like, yeah, that's clear-cut vendetta. But it's pretty scary what they can do. I mean, they've got all the power. So, I like that. That turned out cute. Not too pinkish. Baby Addison is due on the 18th. I pulled this sticker sheet from Echo Park, a little girl. And a lot of these are enormous. So I'm not real sure which ones I'm going to be able to use, but I definitely want to use this one. I'll put that over here. And Miss Daddy's little girl. Down there. I think I want to do that. I'll stick it somewhere over here. Oh, very cute. I like how that turned out. Oh, I'm getting carried away with those other stickers and almost forgot my little hands and feet print. Ooh. Very cute. Ooh, they smell funny. Okay. Okay, I think that's all I'm gonna do for stickers. And I'm gonna try to separate, excuse me, my blocks over here. Well, why am I doing that? because these stickers are kind of over the edge, so I'm not really going to be writing anything right there. It's okay, never mind. I'll just put down my weekly chore stickers. Saturday is my laundry day. Sunday and Wednesday is trash day. I finally remembered to get some printer ink while I was at Walmart, so I have a couple of things I want to do, print and cut with my silhouette. Which, in case this is the first one of these you've watched, that's what these are. All free clip art images that I did with my silhouette print and cut feature. And Friday is the floors. Then I'll go back through and fill everything in, write it all in. You guys don't want to see all that boring stuff. But there it is. There is my plan with me for the week of January 18th. My little niece Addison Grace is due on Monday the 18th. So I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.